we have Jupiter going into Gemini,
Yeah.
which I think is just going to be awesome. So we have both of the benefics, co-present within 2 degrees. Again, 0 degrees Gemini, 2 degrees for Venus, and 5 degrees for the Sun. The moon has exited Sagittarius, so it's now in Capricorn, but Jupiter into Gemini for what is it, like a year? This is where it's going to just it's going to inflate all of that air. So I've heard other astrologers talk about the deception and like believing things that seem outrageous with the Jupiter Gemini in transit. So things might be overinflated in the Gemini sense of just believing things that maybe aren't true, like AI generated video and sound deception, because Mercury rules Gemini. Mercury is a trickster in addition to all of his other roles, all the other hats that he wears, and so there is this a trickster, deceptive element that isn't very lasting. So Jupiter going in there can inflate that and like fan the fanatical flames of Gemini. And so just to be mindful to not believe everything that you say or believe everything that you hear, and to always be curious minded about it. And Tarot, the page is that curious or student mind, and pages feel very Gemini to me. It's like, stay curious for sure, but don't be dogmatic. You've got that trine from Pluto that can add a little bit of dogmatism being there in a fixed air sign of Aquarius. But I think it'll be fun. I caution a warning of just being wary of believing things instantly and keeping that investigative mind that Gemini wears so beautifully. Stay curious and enjoy the Jupiter and Gemini ride.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to add was we'll be having a Jupiter-Saturn square while Jupiter's there. And the last time we had a Jupiter-Saturn square was in 2016, which was a closing square. And then they met in December 2020, and we all know what happened then. And this is the first opening square from that, so it's carrying that energy forward. And opening squares tend to be like an adjustment. So if the new moon, if we think of the phases of how the cycles work, the new moon is a seeding, then the opening square quite often is like an adjustment of what's been started. It's the time when you see what the problems are and start adjusting what hasn't been done right, what needs to be corrected. So that goes exact on the 17th of August in 2024. But yeah, that was a bit of a okay, we have to do that as well while it's there.